One of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make as a pastor is being a part of a group that ultimately had to ban a few kids from coming to our youth group. Now, before you get too upset, hear out the rest of my story. It has a good ending. So we had this group of boys who came from very broken homes, and we felt for them. We were really wanting to minister to them, but they would show up to our youth group on Wednesday nights, and they were extremely disruptive. Now, what I'm talking about is in the middle of worship, they would be carrying on full conversations. We'd have multiple conversations asking them to be quiet, be more respectful. I would be trying to give a lesson, and after every sentence that I would say, they had some kind of comment or smart remark. They literally showed up to youth group just to disrupt it. So what did we do about this? We had to ask them to leave, but what we did was we set aside a separate night that was just for them. We had a group in our church. We had a couple in our church who owned a diner, and they allowed us to meet at their diner after hours to meet with these boys and get to know them better. And so me and a few older gentlemen did this for a couple months, and the boys eventually were able to integrate back into our youth group. There was some respect that had to be gained through this whole process, and us meeting with them and just being with them is ultimately what helped. For the first couple weeks that we met with them, we didn't even talk about Jesus. All we did was sat, ate some dinner with them. I think we played some card games and just talked with them and tried to get to know them better. And through that, through being able to establish a relationship with them and get to know them better, they were able to come back to youth group. And when we did start to have those disruptive moments, we were able to ask them to behave, to please don't do that. And now there was respect, and it wasn't perfect, but there was a lot more respect there. Excuse me. There was a lot more respect there, and they were able to be there without being disruptive ultimately. So that was one of the most difficult things I've had to do as a pastor, but hopefully this encourages you or maybe gives you an idea. Ministry doesn't always look the same. Have a great day.